This is Marshall P.C. Wabash, and today is assembly day for the Chinks that I've been working on, the Chap style Chinks. I gotta punch the holes in this and then sew or rivet the belt buckle part on here. I'm just doing a simple clip into a D-ring. So I have the little strap here, and it goes up into the clip and just folds over. Pretty simple. And then after I stitch this on, it'll come down and get riveted right there. There'll be three of them right down the leg like this. And then on the other side, when I get over there, I record that. Is where the D-ring is going to be. Then I'll adjust it to fit my leg at that point in time and cut off excess. Well, if I said I wasn't nervous, I'd be lying. Because right here, this piece of leather right here was, I think, $160 for about 25 square foot. And this is all I got. There's no extra of the darker color. I can make a new one of these, but there's no extra here. And once you start popping holes and popping rivets, there ain't no going back after that. So yep, I'm a little on the nervous side. Well, this is Marshall P.C. Wabash. Stress level 100. I've got the holes punched. I'm going to do this inside part because it's probably the least seen on the actual belt or the chinks. But right now I got to measure how much thread I need. And usually when you do this, you double it up. But I don't want to be working with so much thread I can't handle it. So what I'm going to do is measure this one side and maybe these. That one not pulling so much thread through, it just takes up so much time. And I usually do about 7 times what is needed because it's an in and out type when you use. Now what I just did was count the sides too. That's why I doubled up the count like that. Anyways, so that's where we're going to start. We got 7 block of needle. Alright, what we're going to do, instead of just sticking it through the eye like that, it'll come undone. So what you do is stick it through the eye, but then come the length of your needle like this. So you have got the whole thread the length of the needle. Then fold it back over on itself and smush it down flat. Then you take the pointing needle and go right in the middle of that smush. Smash, smush, whatever floats your boat, I guess. And split that needle. Now you got something that looks like this. Then you slide the part you just went through up here and pull the part that went through the eye of the needle down like this. And now that needle and thread is locked. It ain't going nowhere. This is a braided and it's pre-waxed RZA. I really like this thread. Seen it on Weaver and probably Springfield too. See, I didn't pull it to the shows. That Weaver channel and on YouTube, Weaver and Springfield other do tutorials on Wednesday and Friday. Springfield does it. A guy named Danny most of the time, and Liz, she's a hoot. Alright, just like that. equal amount of lace on both sides. I get my thimble in case I need it. This is just a big horse thimble or something. I don't know what it is, but I like it. Then I usually put this piece of leather on this finger in case I need a little boost from the opposite side. Because, you know, needles are hard and they get hurting after a while. Got my stitching pony all clamped down. Now it's time to get this puppy started. Alright, and the first stitch is in. Give her a little snug tug, but not a whole lot. You don't need to pull it so tight that it screws something up. Because I got a 5-6 ounce piece of leather. That's the actual veg tan side. I believe I got, what is the name of it? Crazy Horse Laredo leather on the other side. But I can pull the other one through. I've never got the hang of sticking two at the same time through the hole, but they do it on TV or on YouTube all the time. I just never had much luck with that. I must be doing that part wrong. I don't know. It would certainly make the stitching process a lot faster, I know that. Maybe I'll do that to you a little bit anyway. Alright, well that's the saddle stitch. And the good thing about that, if any of these stitches break, the saddle stitch, when it goes through, the same hole locks itself. So if this stitch breaks, that seam is not going to come undone. And then you can repair it. And just kind of back stitch over it and repair it. Alright, well, I'm going to keep on stitching. Check y'all later. This is the Marshall again. Well, I made it to the end on the first one. Now, what I like to do, I like the backspace. Some people don't. Some do, I guess. Now, all three, both of them been backstitched. At least 3 minimum. Now, we're done with that. And with the razor, this thread, you can take that little bit I left hanging, and it'll melt right on down like. And then you just tap it out. Now it's got a little burr on each side here, so it's kind of flattened it. Right. That stitch, but now, you can feel a little raise right there. And that's why you recess it. Put that stitch groove on there and recess it. And now all I got to do is just barely tap it, go around. Barely tap it. Which is nice and flat. Alright, I'll be back. Alright. This is Marshall PC Wabash. I'm back. If you're just tuning in. What I have here, according to my pattern instructions that I got through Tandy Leather, is my leg straps. Okay, these are extra long, but it says I used a little 3/4 inch bag punch and pop these holes in. It makes it nice, but it's so far in I can't use my regular hole punch. I just need a hole big enough to get a rivet up in, which looks like this might do the trick. So I'm going to stick this little rivet in from the back side, and it's a double cap rivet, so this has a little dome on it too. So it's a little more dressier than just your standard hollow base pipe rivet, or easy, easy pipe rivet. Now you can see it come up through there, through that hole. I'll go over top of it with the strap right there. Now what we have is, that's the stud. This is a little cap that goes on. So we take the little cap, put it on, I give it a little smush down like that. And this is your rivet setter. It has a little dome right there. Hopefully this ain't gonna blast every speaker I got. Yeah, this one I better move it, because it'll probably sound like an explosion if it's sitting up there. So, anyways, here it goes. I'm going to hit it. I'm trying to be a little loud. And there we go. Pops right on there. Nice and flat. Nice and flat on this side. An ideal situation. So, get my utility knife. Find that spot. Cut that mess off of it. Now, stick this back through. I'll actually go over. Get stitched down. Cover all that up. Now, if you can see, that's where my concho's going. These conchos are for decoration, because the rivet's holding it in. On some versions, you can actually go all the way through both pieces, come up the other side, bring the blood knot up, and secure it through here and hold everything on without putting a rivet in. But in this case, we're going to glue it, stitch it, and these are going to sit on the outside, and I just have to loop the little. This is Marshall, PC Walldash again. I'm back for the next step. Today's stitching and sewing day. Well, that's the part that all the leg straps attached to. There's the 3 of them. This is what it looks like on the front. You can't even see they're there. They're covered up. This piece of leather is glued and stitched in. And then I left this unglued so I could slip the decorative little blood knot through the concho here. So there'll be 2 more to go over these holes, but I wanted to get one kind of put together so you can see what it looks like. Alright, this is Marshall PC Walldash getting ready to put a wrap on today's video. I've hand stitched and hand stitched. I'm working on the last of what they call a bleed knot. Alright, as I said, this concho is decoration. I have the leg strap pulled through from the underside, riveted right here, then it's covered up by this placard. Alright, well, I wanted to add a little bling to otherwise plain set. Well, it ain't plain, a lot of hand tooling, but you know, a little bling with a little silver. So I made the little cutouts, and I got, I don't know, enough to do a few little slips on here. So this comes up through the concho, and that sits over that slot, and then the back side comes up to it. And now, so that ain't no good. So we take it all out and go and start over again. Okay, I'm back. I just threw away the piece that I cut in half, cut me another piece, and did the same process, threaded it through.
out. And it gives a kind of a braiding effect, if I wanted to say. Kind of looks like a little mini braid. And I'll do one more to get, let's see, one more to get the other side back up too. So let me get it up here. I got messed up in translation. That's the effect. See you in a minute. Alright, Marshall PC again. It says install the buckles according to the directions in figure 1. Well, only thing it tells me is the size of the hole in figure 1. But what it looks like in the picture is it's a equal distance type thing. What happened to it? Equal distance. That's how it's showing in the picture. Now I'm going to attach these little buckles of mine here with Chicago screws. That way, when I finally get this thing together, if it is not exactly right, I might have to flip that buckle around and go in from the other side of this one. Right there. You know, Chicago screw, one side is a little thicker than the other side. Then we're going to come around here and do the tap dance on the front. And that should be big enough to get the screw in. So we'll take the base and go in from the back. And we're going to come up through the back side. I can see that needs a little help. So I have my stylus, which has a long tapered shaft on it. So what I'm going to do is give this hole, well, everything's laid out correct. Everything buckles up again. You might actually take all the Chicago screws apart, put real rivet in it, copper style rivet, and pin it down. Alright, what we got there? We got a buckle. And it's held on to the back, just like the picture says. We got 2 more to go. The thing over here on this leg, all this has got leg straps on the back side, and that'll wrap me before lunch, maybe 11. Take some time. Alright, well, I'm going to sign off for the day. I got 1/2 of this Chinks done. Alright, Marshall PC Wabash. I'm out.